Hi, everybody. So today we are going to look at some cleanup of the existing code. I want to show you how I changed some of the routes and then also added pages to the dashboard. That is the pages that can be seen only by the logged in users. And also few tricks. I also pushed this code to BitBucket. So how to get it started. So first of all, let's look at the code so far. So here I am with my console open. You can see I have three copies actually here of the same folder. So from the first one, I'm going to say PHP artisan. So this is to start my Apache engine, PHP code to get there. And this is where I'll be running my, let's call it Wheat. It's basically JavaScript CSS engine. I'm running that as well. So this, okay, the web is running on this address, and this is where my npm is running, and this I'm keeping to run any other commands. So let's go to the browser here and okay, get the login part. I type CCS3310.test, and this is what I get. Okay. If I go back here, you will see this is running in the background, right? So this is the npm running in the background. So far so good. Right, now also notice I have additional links here. Now earlier we only had login and register. I added home, about, and contact us. Home is basically the same URL that you see here. About, I added a page actually. So when I click about, it takes us to this page, right? So you can basically customize this. Also, I must mention, I didn't change much of the default stuff. So if you are to do a separate page, you might, bring in another admin or a template and then replace this. So I'm just using Tailwind, provided Tailwind code here just to add this page. So I also, by the way, added another route, but it's not working because I don't have a blade. So I will see an error message when I click it. That says internet server error. Yeah, that is correct because I don't have a weave. So let's go back. And then when I go to login, I will be able to log in here. And I don't have an account. So I need to first create an account. I go to register and then I can create my account here. So let's call it Azmeer. And then I'm at SLTCWK. You need a sample password. And then I'm going to say register. Let's see. All right. I did my registration. And here I am having another link as well. So here's the link to the books page. So when I click on that, it'll take me to the books page. Did you notice there is a blue color line here? So when I click on the dashboard, there's a blue color line there. So that means that link is selected. And when I go here, it shows that link is selected. Also here, I have, I'm again using the Tailwind table. Right now, I don't have any data, so this is nothing. So I'm just showing the stuff here. And I can log out from this place as well. Since last push, I made some changes. So you can see I need to change some of these things as well. So let's see how it goes. Now, next, I want to show you the the repo here, right? By the way, BitBucket, in fact, Jira and BitBucket, they have this concept called workspace, right? Now it's becoming very common now. Google has workspace, Microsoft 4365 has workspace. So workspace, imagine like this. Now let's say you are a developer, you are a freelance developer, and you are developing code for multiple companies, right? So each company can be a workspace. And under each company, you may be having a project. right? And for each project, you might have multiple code repositories. So from the top, it is the workspace, and that might have multiple projects, and each project you can have multiple code repos. So I'm in the SLTC workspace, and under that, I have a project and a code repo. So when I go to projects here, I can see I have CCS3310 is the project name. And under that, I have a repository called CCS3310 2024. So maybe next year or next semester, when I offer the same unit, I might have another repo with a different name, maybe 3310 semester 2 or something like that. Or maybe next year I might have 3310 2025, you know, to um, to get the year. This is the year. So this is current year. Next year I'll have 2025. Right. So this is the code repo, and I've shared the link here. So here's the link by the BitBucket.org. Right. So I'm sharing that in a document. So on the left, I have source, commits, branches, all that stuff, pull requests and everything else. This is very good, very useful in the near future. And down here, you can see the entire source code. So right now we are looking at the master branch. I don't have any other branch because I'm the only person working here. Then coming down, I have my README file explaining what this code is about. We have a logo here and then the description of the unit and what the repo has. So I'm not planning to, have a complete project as such, but this is just to get you started. Yeah. So this is I did a basic default installation of Laravel. And on top of that, I installed a starter kit that is a Breeze with Blade for my UI flow. I did not install Bootstrap as such, so I'm going with the whatever that is already available, Tailwind CSS framework. Yeah. And I will be adding book managers. So in fact, in this code, I added the book controller and things like that. And I need to still add stuff like, the factories. These are the patterns. Okay. We'll be adding these patterns. So there's something called factory pattern and stuff like that we'll be adding there. And also the CRUD pattern. So CRUD like create, read. I don't see it's a pattern, but these are the basic activities you will be doing for your projects. I have the book controllers working. I don't have the author connected yet, but that's another thing we should do because every book should have an author and every author should have more than one book written by the author. And I'm releasing this as a MIT license, so you can do whatever you want with the code. But then you need to release it back with your changes. Okay, so if you want to do any changes or suggest anything, you should go to pull request and send me a pull request so with your suggestions. If it is good, I will review the code and I will absorb it back. And if you go to commits, it will show you what are the commits made. Now, today, 25 minutes ago, I made a commit after cleaning it up. So last week is the initial code. So as you notice, the commits will come here. And also now, since I don't have a branch, you can't see any branches. Here, it will graphically show you branches. If I merge anything, that will be there as well. So all those are very beautifully graphically compared. Okay. So branches, if you want to make a branch, you go here and then click this and give a branch name. And how do you want the branch to sort of identify? So there are different kinds of branches. There are bug fix branches, feature branches, hot fix releases, stuff like that. Now we'll be talking about Jira. In fact, Scrum method, right? Under Scrum, we'll be creating something called features. So if you want to work on a certain feature, then you pull it, you create a branch and categorize it under feature branch, right? So if you type this feature, from which branch you want to take a copy, and under feature slash, then you can give, let's say, adding author, something like that, whatever name you want to give it the feature name. All right, so that's where we are right now. Let's look at the source code now. I want to show you the changes I made. So that the detail that you're seeing on the screen is actually coming from this file, the README file. Yeah. We're using something called Markdown template. So Markdown is like HTML, right? Now see this code, double hash, that is to give this larger text here. So for example, if you want to give a single hash, let's say, oops, so you give space here. Now see, if you do a double, it becomes smaller, smaller, smaller. Yeah. So, just like HTML, there are lots of things you can do with it. So this is the bullet point, and you can also bring in some HTML where you can have like alignment, links, external links. Now I'm getting the link from our LMS here. So it's pretty powerful. Yeah. So do a search on Markdown, you will learn how to do that. In fact, learning Markdown is important. You can have beautiful email drafted with Markdown. Okay, so you can get Laravel to send beautiful emails, not text email. You can have nicely formatted HTML email, and you author that using Markdown. Right, so I may not be able to show you how to do that, but later you will find in the source code some of them. Laravel itself has a fantastic documentation, so you are free to go learn how to get these things done. Right, so that's my README file. And I was talking about the migration file. So here's the migration file, which is coming under the databases, right? Under databases, migration, and then this is my migration file. So we have an ID, which we'll be using for indexing, then the name, book name, that is, ISBN, summary, publish that. So you can see the type of the field is also here. ID generally has a predefined type. That's a unsigned integer, and then string is one, text is another, date is one, timestamp is another field type. So again, I mean, if you don't remember, don't worry, go to Laravel documentation. Everything is available there. Okay. So you go to documentation, and here if you type schema type, where am I? So this it should be under database. Get started. We jump into something, you can always search. Standard schema convention. Let's see. Right, so you can get the information here, right? So the entire thing about databases is here. So there is query builder. We'll get to this later, right? So you can have some advanced coding here without typing SQL. So you can use the query builder here. There's also another excellent one called pagination. So we talked about the migration now. So these are the migration. Okay, here's the available column type. So these are the types you can use. So I use text. I use date. Then there's various other things you can use. And these are all the types available for you. So without writing any SQL, you are getting it through Laravel itself. So, okay, so that's my schema. And here's my book controller, which we did the other day. So you notice I'm just running, I'm getting all the records from the book controller or the book model in this case, and I'm just dumping that to a view, right? And so I think we spoke about the model view controller earlier. So here's the controller I'm in, right? I'm getting the data from the model, which is here, and I'm passing that to the view, which is here. Views are inside the resources folder. Under resources, you see views. And under that, I created a folder called books because, that way it's easy to organize. And then there's one called index to show all the books there. And if you notice, I made a small change in my migration. So it's name, ISBN, summary, and published at. So I need to change some stuff here. So ISBN and published at. Okay. Not quantity, we'll have a summary here. Okay. So this again, I need to change this as well. So you can copy directly from this, which I recommend very much because then you won't make any spelling mistakes, right? Oh, I think I made a mistake. So this goes here. This goes here. Okay. Right. So that's my information. And I can actually go to my manual database here and then start adding a record just to see whether it works. Yeah. So let me go to data here and then start adding one. Let's call it N1 for data, ISBN1 here. Let's say summary here. And published that is going to be a date. Yeah. Created that also I can have any date. Okay, published that I'll have another date. So let's say 2020 01. Okay, done. Right. So I added the data manually. So I'm going to go back and see how it looks here. Let's reload. All right. So we can see our data here. So name is N1, ISBN is here, published date is here, summary is also here. Well, look, I also have two buttons. Now, where did that come from? Actually, I added here, right? Now, this is called a component, okay? So I'm using Laravel component. Now, this is called a button component. So let me do a bit of clearing up. So if you go to the views and under components, right? These are the, I didn't write any of these. This came from my default installation and Breeze, right? So here's the secondary button. Here's the primary button, right? So this is a very easy way of using or rather reusing components. So you don't need to, keep typing your HTML code. You just include your component. So the primary button is the name of my component. X says that it is a component. So X dash is component and primary dash button is the name of the component. Yeah. In fact, it's the name of the file and then .blade.php. So right now I only have two buttons. So I had to live with it. So I am just reusing those two. So there's a view button and a delete button. I didn't even add any URL as such. I'm going with the default stuff here. I can have a URL to it. Also, the double underscore you see here is a way to use translation. So right now, this is all English. In case you want to make it Sinhala, Tamil, English, Japanese, whatever, you can do it very easily, right? So by doing like this, I'm using English, but if you want any other language, you can add languages to your system and then it'll pick up automatically the language you want, right? So I'm going to go with it. I told you this is going to be a very minimal code. My objective here not to teach you Laravel, but to show you how to build a project. So Laravel has one of the best documentations out there. So if you need to learn more multi-language, for example, you can go get it done there. Right. So code is fine so far. Now I would like to push that to, which I would have done, to BitBucket, and I need to get into project management. For that, I need to go to Jira. Okay. Now, actually, from here, you can jump directly to Jira from here, right? You click this, it will take you to Jira, right? Like this, for example. So I go to Jira, and Jira also, by the way, these are two different projects, okay? Or rather products. Bitbucket is one, Jira is one. Of course, both are coming from the same company, Jira. But Jira has, although we use the word Jira, under Jira, there are so many different ways of doing things. So I'm using Jira project management. And first of all, I need to go and create a project. So when I create that, it's asking me, what do I want? Do I want IT service management or customer service management? So, so I'm going to go with the first one, IT services management. Okay. So down here also you can see software development, service management, work management, product management. So let's try software development. Under software development, there are different things like, cross-team, product roadmap, bug tracking, and all that. I like the Scrum format because that way I can connect my source code and do some cool stuff. So you can take your time, go through each one. There are loads of tutorial here. Learn more about the backlog, organize cycles. So I'm just going to say use this template. Right. Now, after you do this, I still need to make another choice. Do you want team manage or company manage? I'm going to go with the team manage. So here I say select a team manage project. And now I need to give a project name. So CCS, let me see. I think this, oh, okay, can't be used. Let's call it B. Right. Because I was testing one earlier. So I'm going to call it B. Right. So there's a key as well. So I'll put B there also. And then say next. By the way, this is Jira project I'm adding. Okay. This might not be the same process for you, so you may have to go through some other additional features, but you'll end up here, right? Okay, so this is where I'm going to connect my code repository from BitBucket. So I'm going to click that. Well, I don't remember the code repository name, right? Which is here. This is the code repo. So copy that. Come here. There you go, found it, and continue. So what I'm doing now is I'm connecting my code repository to my Jira project. This is important because then I can manage my project like issues and the Scrum sheets, sprints, everything I can manage from Jira and maintain my source code under Bitbucket. So let's go to the project. Here we are, right? Remember, we spoke about backlog, in progress, done, and all that. So under to do, of course, you can add anything else if you want to. So generally, we keep the backlog separated to do, or sometimes we keep it together as well to do. Yeah. So let's go to backlog. I have nothing in the backlog right now. So you see, it says sprint one. Although it says sprint one, I don't need to put it to a sprint. I can just have let's say, a backlog item there. So if you don't want it, you can just go here and say create issue. Okay. Although it says issue, don't worry. I mean, it can be a feature, right? Let's say book factory. So I want to create that. Yeah. So that's what I want to do. So let's start. Book factory. Is it a task or a bug or a story? So I can say a task, right? That's blue color. And okay, that's done, right? So this is one other thing. So, okay, let me add another one. Book factory, let's say book seed. These are features I want to add, yeah? Right. So this is, by the way, a unique code for each backlog item. All right. Now it's still under to do. So if I want to bring that to a sprint, okay, I can go to board here, right? Right now I don't have anything to bring in here. So I can, from this, I can bring this to my sprint one, for example, like this, there. Okay. So now I have two features to work on. First is under factory. So if we go to board now again, okay, where is my stuff? Oh, I don't have a sprint yet here. So nothing is showing. So we need to start a sprint. So let me go here. So sprint one is the name. I need to start this for it to show it there. So what is the duration? So I'm going to say 1 week of duration. When is the starting date? Let's say, okay, today. And end date, since it's 1 week, it will be automatically on the 21st. So what is the goal? Let's say complete factory method that can be used for seeding and record creation. So I'm creating a method. Actually, this is called a design pattern, factory design pattern I'm creating, which can be used for seeding my data automatically so that I don't have to type default data every time I start. At the same time, I can use that code to create a new record. So I'm going to say start. All right, sprint started, it says. There we go. So I have my book factory in the to-do area. So if I'm working on it, I can actually go in here and start putting all sorts of things, right? I can, as a developer, it's assigned to me, right? Assigned to me. If you are a project manager, you can assign it to somebody else now if you want, yeah? And then look at this. I can create a branch now, okay? I can also create a commit, yeah? So let's create a branch now. There you go. So repository is okay, where is this? That's the wrong repository. This is, oh yeah, yeah. Right. So that's the CCS34. What is the type? I'll say feature from branch master. So, okay, here's the story. This is the repository. Type is feature. I'm going to add a new feature and I'm going to pull from the master branch, and name of this particular branch I'm working on is book factory, right? Feature book factory. And I'm going to say create. So this way, I'm not going to mess with my master branch. I have my own branch where I can work on my feature. Okay, so right now I'm the only person in the team. So in a usual situation, in the real situation, this will be assigned to somebody else. Okay, so now if I go to source, here you will see another branch there. I have a master branch and a feature branch. Okay. Right. Now, let me go to my VS Code now. Okay, hold on. Are there anything else that we need to see? Okay, so here I got the branch, and I can in fact have a comment or something like that. And I'm gonna close this here. So since I'm gonna work on this, I'm gonna pull it here. All right. So it's working in progress. Now I go to my source code. Hold on, what is this? Oh, I made a change. I have not pushed it. Okay. Mm, Index place. Okay, so I can say index table updated, and I'm going to commit it here. Remember, we made a small change. Okay, I'm going to click this. I need to push that. So I do all that using VS Code. So it will push and pull at the same time, which means I will be able to see the new branch now. So, okay, job done. Here, when you click on the master, now you can see the branches, right? So what I'll do here is I will say fetch. So fetch will fetch all the branches. Let me see. Branch, merge, rebase. Okay, let's see whether I can see my branch now, remote branch. There you see. After fetching, I can see my remote branch. I must change my branch to this. Why? I should never, in fact, I must never work on the master branch. Right, here I am in my master branch. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to basically create a factory code so that I can create data. Okay, so I am going to create a factory. So I'm going to go to my command prompt. Remember, I have two, in fact, three command prompt running. One is to run my web server. This is for my NPM, and this is where I type my commands. So actually, VS Code also has a terminal in case if you want to have it. So here's the terminal, by the way. You can type here also. But since I would like to keep the screen as big as possible, so I'm going to use the terminal here. So this is the command. PHP artisan make factory. Generally, we start with the name of the model, which is book. And we say, we add the word factory also to it. And then dash dash model equals the book. So that's the name of my model, book. Okay. So when I, hold on, before I get to that, what will happen here is when I run that, under the database field in the factory folder, I will get a book factory. Okay, so let's run that command and see what happens. There we go. It says it's created a book factory. So now here we go. So what does it do? Well, this is called a pattern, right? Now, when you have a model that is a database table, by having a factory method, it's easy for you to create the records rather than doing it every now and then. This is another fantastic feature when it comes to object orientation principles. I have a blank factory method. I need to add some data here. Okay. So I'm actually copy pasting some code. So under the definitions, I need to have basically my uh, all my fields here, right? So this is what I need to have. So I have a title. Okay, I don't have an author. I have an ISBN. I have a published ad. Then I have a summary. So what is happening here is we are creating fake information. That is, if you don't give information, it will automatically create information, because my next feature is to create some dummy data and see how it works. Okay. So in this factory, I am basically adding a title, an ISBN, published that as a date. So going back here, so I have a name, ISBN, summary, and published that, right? So I have a, actually, oh, it's called title. So let me go back and change it here as well, called title. And I may also need to go here and change it as title also. Save all. Right. So title of the book, ISBN number, published at, and summary. By the way, there is a library component called faker component. Yeah. And this faker will generate fake information. So for title, I'm creating a sentence. For ISBN, there is something called ISBN, in fact. So it will generate realistically looking data. And then published at, I just need a fake date. And for summary, I need a fake paragraph. That's it. All right. So that will essentially generate what I need. So I also need to have a corresponding model. I mean, it's optional, but you can have it as well here. So this line is optional. Lara will automatically find it from this. But anyway, I'm going to comment it there. Right. So far, so good. So my job is now done for my feature. But then how do I know whether this is actually working? Well, now for that, I need to add that to a create method. So you can call this method anywhere like this, and it'll create a book. All right. So just to see whether this works, what I'm going to do now is I go to the controller now, book controller. And for the create method, here we go. The create method, let's do this. Okay. So I'm gonna need the book factory, so I don't need to do this. Right. So I can say book factory create. Okay. So every time I call the create method, it will call this. Yeah. So where is the create method calling from? Well, that is coming from a router then. So where is the router? Route. Okay, here we go. So remember we had a resource router. So I can call this method, isn't it? So let's see whether this works. Now, first of all, I need to do a bit of a thing, which is to say PHP artisan migrate refresh, because I changed the database schema. So I had to recreate my database, which will delete the data I just added. So if you go here and say reload this now. Oh, so I need to go to the table and reload. You will see. Okay, I need to reload this whole thing. Reload my entire database. I go to books. There, it changed the title. And if you go to data, I have nothing. All right. So I also need to go to my website here and right, books. I'm going to type /create and see what happens. Oh, oh gosh, I had to now register as well because I just deleted my data, isn't it? So I had to go to register and yeah, Azmeer again, Azmeer and SLTC. Done. Okay, I go to books and the create method goes into, okay, I don't have any books right now. So here I go to books, create. Okay, so it doesn't show anything after creating because I am not telling anything. So in fact, I could dump this. Say I could return. Oh, can do this as well. So let's reload again. I should see that data. There you go. So this is my dummy data, by the way. You see, title is dummy, fake. You see, ISBN is fake. Published at is a fake date. Summary is a paragraph, again, fake date. So notice ID is number 2 because I created one earlier. So let's go back to the book list. There I have my data. So my factory is working, isn't it? I am not getting this data properly. I have my field name. Oh, it's not edition. It should be published at. Oops. So should be published at. Okay. So go back here. Now load and the publish date will work. There you go. Everything's fine. Okay, I don't have quantity. Why am I having quantity? So it should be summary. Three. S with a capital S. There you go. All right. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Summary is too big. And then the table is gone for 6. Oops. Okay. So maybe I don't need all this. I need to get only let's say a portion of the summary, right? Or maybe I don't want to show the summary, or maybe I just need a few words from the summary. In that case, I can also control some of the things. So if you go to Laravel and let's say helpers, I need some helpers. So let's see helper functions. Okay, helpers. Arrays and objects, path, URL, miscellaneous. Okay, what can I do? Array. Oh, actually, I can use the PHP command to get portion of basically substring, isn't it? So if you go to php.net and look for syntax for substring, then it'll show you how to get a portion of a string, say 100 characters or whatever number you can get. It's called substring, right? There you go, substr. So substr, then the string, and then offset and length, right? So offset is where you want to start. The return string will start at the offset position in string, counting from 0. Yeah. And then how many you want. So what I'm going to do now here is I'm going to drop it here. So I can say substr, this is the string, starting from 0, get me the first 50 characters. Okay, let's try now. There you go, only the 50 characters. I think it is still too much because my other button is jumping up there. By the way, I also didn't make this table flexible, so I'll fix that later. So for now, I'm going to put 25 characters. Okay, that should be okay. Right. Oh, I could even bring the summary under the title with a small text, but that's okay. You know, if you want to improve this, you can bring in a cover of the title and stuff like that, price and various things. but we're just going to keep this very simple. This is not the point. So anyways, I'm going to stop editing my code here. That is not my point here. I'm done with my factory adding and also testing of the factory, which was assigned to me through Jira, right? In progress, done. In progress is okay. So I'm going to move it to done. Yeah. Before that, I need to push that code to the branch. So let's look at BitBucket again and go to commits. And I have, let's say, anything from this branch? Nope, nothing from this branch, right? So I'm going to go to master, or actually, let's say show all. Right, now this is the magic. I am going to go here and I'm going to push this branch now. Factory pattern added for book model. And I'm going to say commit. And I'm going to say sync it. I'm synchronizing. Yes, sync with push and pull. I'm okay with that. Sometimes you don't do it. You only push, right? So be careful, especially when the same code repo is edited by other people. Generally, it doesn't happen, but be careful. Okay, I am done. Fine. Let's go and reload my commits. Yeah, I have my branch, right? So my factory pattern is on the top, you see? So latest is my branch called this one, factory pattern. Actually, my feature branch is on the top. And my master branch is lacking behind, right? So again, if you go here and look at the branches, you notice there is this branch, one commit ahead of master, okay? And going back here, you can, edit this and say added and tested. Okay, I don't say tested. Added a factory, and then I can say save. So me as a developer, I added something. So now I can, send it to other people to test it. Oops, not here. Now the manager can then change the signing and then get someone else to have a look at it. Say, assign to me. Right now, I don't have anyone, so I'm the only one here. Okay, so closed. I can maybe pull this here to the done, right? Now it's done. And so on the Jira side, I am done now. I got it from the backlog, put it to in progress, worked on it, pull a branch, push the branch, and I marked it as done. Now, anyone working in my team can look at the done part. Now, in fact, I can have another board here saying QA, or you can say testing, right? So someone in the testing department can then pull this to testing, right? And then start talking on that. And then maybe they can type another comment under my comment and saying, okay, this part is not working, this part is working, whatever. Right. Let me see whether I can do the code review myself now. Okay, this is pushed. I don't know whether I can do everything myself. So let me see. So you go to this branch, right? And there you can see the changes from that branch. You see? You can see green color plus mean added, minus pink color means removed. So I remember the create method, I added this code, isn't it? And this is the new one added, book factory. And then this is the updated migration file. So remember, I renamed the name to title. So pink color is removed, green color is added. So this also removed and added these things. So by going through this code, this is how you do a code review. Yeah. you know what is removed and what is added by looking at the source code. And this is going to be there forever. This is why project management, code management is very, very important with this software. Okay. If the person wants, they can ask for a pull request, which will be merged to the master. Now, see, I am requesting to merge this branch with the master. Okay. So this is the title. Let's say I'm the tester. I can say, code reviewer. Code is review and all is good, right? And then I can also ask it to delete the branch and create a pull request. So that branch will be deleted. If you don't want the branch, that generally we delete it after accepting the code. Yeah. Okay, I don't want to do this. This pull request can't be merged. Why? You need to resolve Oh, okay. So there are some conflicts. Oh, wonderful. If you were very carefully watching what I did, the master branch had some changes which I did again in my feature branch, right? So there are some problems I can't merge. Okay. So I had to fix it now. So there is a problem in the index file. What is the problem? See, there are some conflicts. Yeah. Where is the conflict? Of course, here. So I changed it twice. So I need to do something about it. What I'll do here is I need to basically resolve this. So, okay, let me pull this code. Okay, let me change the branch. I'm trying to resolve now, okay? So I'm gonna go to my master branch. And let's see whether there are any issues. For which I go here, right? Oops. Okay, so this is the old one, right? So master branch. Let's try my feature branch. Okay, you can see it's changed here. So let's see whether I can merge from here. Merge. Select a branch to merge, master. There, right? This is fantastic. Now it is showing me before I merge, these are the conflicts, right? So here it says what I can do, actions. So current change is title. This is the previous change, master incoming change. So incoming change is the old one. This is the current change. So if I like the current change, I can say accept it. If you remember, I did this in two places. So this also I'm going to accept it. So the current version, a proper version is title here and published at here, right? So my merge is done. I need to commit this now. In fact, this should be capital T. Oh, okay. So this is the commit. Current change. Right, okay. So, oh, by the way, I need to add this to the merge. So let me add it here as well because there was some change. Okay, now I can commit this. Save all commit changes and sync changes. This action will push and pull. Yes, go ahead. So I'm basically pushing this branch to master. Okay, so let's change this back to master and see what happens. And sync again. I have to synchronize because master I have in my laptop is not the master that is on the server. Okay, so I may need to go back here and I need, okay. Remember I was in pull request here, right? So I need to approve my pull request. Approved, done. And then I can say go ahead and merge. Merge commit. Merge commit. Yes. Yeah. Okay. What is, oh, I can see the conflict still. Okay. Let's see. I need to reload this page. Oh, no pull request. Pull request is accepted. Okay. So let's go to it's my repository. Okay. Yes, my repo. Let's see whether I have my branches. Yeah, I have my branch. Can ask it to, okay, pull request. There is one open pull request. Thought it was closed. No. Okay. You merge. Merge. Oh, I forgot to close the branch. Book factory into master is merged. Let me see whether branch is available. Active branches. Yeah, branch is gone. Now, if I look at the commits, you can see, oh, there we go. See, the branch is merged. So it's graphically showing where we are now. Okay. Now, what did I do now? This is the complete process of managing a features. So first, I got my basic source code on my laptop. I pushed it to a BitBucket repo. Then I created a Jira project. And then from the Jira project, I created Scrum project. And from there, I created some backlogs, right? I got book factory done in my sprint 1. For sprint 2, I can get my book seeder. Okay. So things like that. So you keep adding to your backlog and drag it to your sprint. And I can't do anything because the sprint is going on until next Sunday. I probably, after next Sunday, I need to start another sprint. Okay. So just wanted to show you the scope. So through this, I got it to the board. I started pulling from to do to in progress to done. I added a new column called testing. And right now my issue is under testing. While that is going on, I went to my BitBucket, created a branch. Actually, no, I created a branch from here, right? So code branch, I worked on that in VS Code, and then I made a pull request to my code reviewer. The code reviewer reviewed the code, accepted the code, and merged it to the master branch and closed my branch. So you repeat this for all the other features. That's how you use Jira and BitBucket together for a successful project. Of course, here I was the only person doing everything, but in a typical real world situation, you will have a Scrum Master, you will have a code reviewer separately, you will have multiple developers, you will also have a BA person perhaps loading all the backlog work to the Jira system here, right? So I basically did everything myself. So if you are working on your final year project, I strongly recommend you doing this. Okay. All right. So next up, we'll see how we can take this forward and add more patterns in software engineering. See you next time.